Saturday, America, of course, will celebrate 250 years of independence, an historic milestone that began with the signing of the Declaration of Independence, written in 1776, primarily by Thomas Jefferson. But what's the real story behind the drafting of our country's founding document, and how much did Thomas Jefferson really write by himself? Joining us now is David Bobb, the president and CEO of the Bill of Rights Institute, and also the co-author of the book Divided Over the Declaration: How an Enduring Debate Sustains the Vision of America. David, just a fascinating topic. I'm so happy that you're here with us today.
So glad to join you, Allison. Thank you.
Absolutely. Can you tell us just the premise of the book? I think just with the title of it, we can see that this document, it's so loaded and it's so layered with so much meaning. But what's the primary, what's your argument here in this book?
Well, from the jump, Americans have been divided about the Declaration of Independence. America's a home, we're an idea, we're a creed, but we're also an argument. Right. And we argue actually in the book that this is not a bad thing. It's good to have freedom in order to be able to debate. And born out of that deliberation was this document. In the wartime, you're right, Thomas Jefferson drafted it. His copy was edited. About 25% was changed. He didn't want any edits at all. He thought he had created something perfect. But imagine him sitting there. He's writing on deadline, and he writes a word. And that word, we didn't know what the actual word was until 2010, when they scraped the layers of the ink back at the Library of Congress. He referred to us as subjects. The word that he wrote over that was citizens. And it set a kind of standard to say, we want to aspire to be citizens, and we have to live up to this document that says that all men are created equal.
From 1776 to all the women's suffrage movement, emancipation of the enslaved, civil rights. The document stands, though, amazingly. Can you explain that perspective?
It stands because it articulated a standard. We call it in the book a corrective mechanism. It says we need to aspire to the provision of these rights. Because those rights were guaranteed in the document and that they come to us because we are human beings, that doesn't mean that they were put into effect. And so it took all of those movements. But think, if you're a freedman, if you're an enslaved person right at the time of the Declaration, you can claim that document. Yes. And in fact, thousands of individuals did right after it was announced. Then the abolitionist movement, right? Frederick Douglass says, this document gives us the saving principles. What an interesting phrase. And you can hold America accountable and hold it to this standard. Suffragists do the same thing in 1848, but don't secure the right for women to vote until 72 years later.
Wow.
Same thing with the civil rights movement, right? Martin Luther King Jr. says, the bank of justice is not bankrupt.
It holds up. Now, we started with this fascinating question because we all know that President Jefferson wrote it, but he had help, right?
Oh, for sure. It was a committee, and rarely do committees produce anything of such consequence. He thought he could, kind of handle it himself and not have any edits.
As a young man, 33?
He's 33, right? Okay. He's writing it under 17 days of pressure. He turns the thing over. There's a committee that edits it, and what they edit are a lot of the grievances against the king, the kind of complaints. But the whole thing was debated right after that. The colonists were divided over whether they should go forward.
Simply fascinating, simply not enough time to talk to you about it. The book is Divided Over the Declaration. We pick this up at all fine booksellers, I'm sure.
Everywhere you can buy a book.
Okay, you can buy it there. Thank you so much, David, for spending some time with us.
Thank you, Allison.
Happy 4th to you.
To you too.
Okay. Joe, over to you.